Okay, so church dinner was good, but when I first got there, there was like, I got there and I'm like, okay, there's a crowd, looks like homeless people, right? So I'm like, let me go mingle, talk to people, get close to people, talk and stuff. So I start talking and stuff, and then I realize how awkward I am, not because they were homeless people, just people in general. Like, I realize how awkward I am, right? And so I end up standing on the edge of the curb. And this is real hard for me because I'm thinking, I'm like pacing back and forth like this. Thinking real hard, like, this is a mission that I'm on. Like, I have to learn how to, like, there's going to be positive people, negative people. And I got to decipher people real quick. Like, their energy, their intent. Because I started having this feeling like, you know, a lot of people always want something from somebody. And that could always, like, harm somebody. So I finally get in there, right? I'm sitting down, and I'm kind of uncomfortable. I'm like, my head, like, goes back and forth, like, should I talk to the person sitting next to me? But if they don't say nothing to me, does that mean they don't want me to talk to them? Like, it's so complicated in my brain, human relation. I don't know how to do it. But I mean well, I care about people. So I talked to the one guy. I asked him what's on his... He had a radio with a CD player. I asked him what's on... What is he listening to? And he's like, I don't want to tell you. I'm like, okay, no problem. He's like, because then you'll write it on your notebook. So I was writing... I'm diarying my life for the rest of my life. But then... he mentions the Beatles, and I tell him I grew up on the Beatles. I used to do karaoke, me and my brother, on a little radio. The Beatles were the best music that I ever listened to as a child. I'm trying to get back into the Beatles so I can connect to the childhood, connect the dots, get stronger. The connections in the brain, when you connect to the past, when you have memories to the past, your brain is enhanced because the brain can make new connections in the brain. They say we can't make new brain cells, but brain cells can divide into two, which is more brain cells. If I got off track. And laughter and that thing that you get on your hair because it's a diary. Like today on that channel, YouTube, ASAP Science, they're talking about the science of when the brain, the hair stands up on the brain, on the skull. When you have, like, when you listen to music, I call it braingasm. It's healthy for your brain. It enhances your intelligence. It releases endorphins. And I told the guy that I didn't agree with him, agree to disagree. That he said they don't know what the reaction does, that it's a useless reaction, that it's actually the hair follicles, it's a release of adrenaline on the hair follicles and they stand up. Either the fight or flight syndrome, or you listen to music and your hair stands up. Releasing endorphins, making you more intelligent and more healthy. Laughter combined with braingasms every day. Boom, a higher intelligence. Connect to the universe. You got yourself a triple dose of intelligence. The moral of the story of the church. So we end up talking. That guy ends up leaving. So now, there's a whole bunch of tables. Every table is packed, right? Except for the table that I'm sitting at. There's only 2 people there. let me introduce you to these two characters of the story. These two characters, soulmate, lovers, they've been with each other 21 years. The woman has stuck by her man for 21 years. He's 43. He's been through hell. He was in the gangs. He's been to the dark places. He's talking to me about this. He found God, right? I mean, this guy was in gangs. He was all over New York State. Told me about the 4 years in prison. The lesson learned, well, she stuck by her man. He told me she's the only one that really knows him, right? Sees through him, that he has good in his heart. He's one of those, he's hyperactive in a different way than I am. I'm hyperactive, I keep to myself. I don't hurt a single soul. He told me he hurt people, man. He hurt people out there. And his words of wisdom, he had some. Because people meet. This is the words of wisdom. I'm afraid of people. This is my first time getting out. I'm about to go on the mission, the documentary. He told me about when he was in this dark places. He would go state to state. And even his wife or his lover, soulmate, was there to clarify. Dark people would find him. Like out of the blue. Is this messed up? It looks like. So the dark energy, he was telling me about auras. And I'm on the same page. I see auras too. I see into people's souls. So this guy taught me, because I've been focused on this documentary, like people are going to try to hurt me. But now I'm seeing this experience is going to be so awesome, because he's telling me your energy will attract people like you, which means I'm going to attract these positive people, and it's going to be an awesome experience, and I will do my best to document this with all the struggle and the perseverance and pushing forward and the passion for the gods above us, the creators. And so he told me about these dark places. And before he left, I wanted to thank him. I told him I'm going to take that with me. That you attract the people that are like you. Whether you're positive or negative, your aura. And before he left, he said to me, the main point that he said to me, don't be afraid. Go out there. Don't fear. He knew. You could tell. I'm open about my fear. I'm afraid of people. I'm afraid of the world. I'm a scaredy cat. I'm a scaredy cat that's turned into a ferocious, holy warrior lion. You know? I got it in me. Mary's too. I got that on top to help me through this mission. So, I ended up talking to these lovely people, man. These two people were awesome. Him and his wife, these two soulmates, 21 years. She stuck by her man. He should have been dead. 4 years prison. And he told me about his 98-year-old father that's crazy, and he drinks the liquor. 98 years old and smokes the cigar, right? And he lives in Florida. And he drives 2 days a week. He'll drive a 10-wheeler. One of those, I guess it's like a monster truck. Through the, was it Amazon or something? Like running over alligators and like pythons. And this 98-year-old guy would gather the pythons and the dead alligators and sell them to someone. Like, he said, like, I don't know how many miles across land he said, I forgot. But this 98-year-old man, his father, drinking the whiskey, smoking the cigar, 98 years old, drive through the Everglades, is that what he said? Run over alligators, run over pythons, 98 years old, get out of the truck, pick them up, put them in the truck, go and sell them, like the madness, man. He told me mom's his best friend, right? His mom passed in 2004, he went on the plane, he had the psychic intuition to go on the plane, bless his heart, bless his mom's heart, went on the plane to Florida on 9/11, 2004, had a dream, and then went to see his mom, and his mom passed away. 2 months later, he got to spend the last 2 months with his mom. Diary of Blur. The Blur Chronicles. I'm going back to the church. My hands are sweating. Hyperhidrosis. Afraid of people, but I mean, it makes some sense what this guy's saying, because them two attracted to me, and he told me he sees people's auras, and I had his okay. Because I know I'm a good person. I know I am. And it was good, and the food was awesome, and the people were awesome. Brought some cake home to my mom with a cherry on top. I'm gonna do my best to document everything. I guess that's the name of the game. I guess it holds power. I'm told to do this. Let's do it. Peace.